Hey everyone, me Kevin here. We just had a rebound in cryptocurrencies. Now we've kind of softened a little bit, but we had a large rebound in Bitcoin. We had a similar rebound in Ethereum, though not as prominent on the 5-minute chart. Very large rebound in Dogecoin. And guess what it all comes back to? As usual, tweets, folks. Tweets. Yes, Elon Musk tweeted that he spoke with North American Bitcoin miners and they committed to publish current and planned renewable usage and to ask miners worldwide to do so, potentially promising, says Elon Musk. But what was even more interesting was a response from Michael Saylor to Elon Musk's tweet. Take a peek at this. Michael Saylor, the CEO of MicroStrategy, famous for putting all of their reserves into Bitcoin, basically putting MicroStrategy on the spot for being a massive proponent of investing company treasuries into Bitcoin and being the first company to do so, beyond, of course, companies like PayPal or Square, who were investing in cryptocurrency or holding cryptocurrencies as a way to facilitate transactions on their platforms. So Michael Saylor here notes that yesterday, I was pleased to host a meeting between Elon Musk and the leading Bitcoin miners in North America. The miners have agreed to form the Bitcoin Mining Council to promote energy usage transparency and accelerate sustainability initiatives worldwide. Woo! This is actually really, really good news. See, what happens when you have FUD and you have concerns and you have fear, FUD being fear, uncertainty, and doubt, is you actually promote change. And this is something that we had talked about in regards to Elon Musk's freak out over hash rates dropping 30% in China because one coal mine shut down, leading to the belief that, wait a minute, does that mean 30% of Bitcoin mining in China comes from this one facility in China and they use coal? That's a lot, right? That led to a lot of concerns about the sustainability of Bitcoin's ability to grow fast. So not just about Bitcoin's long-term stability, but also in their ability to grow fast. Remember, previously, Elon Musk had tweeted that, hey, look, long-term, we know we're going to go green, but the bigger issue is, what about now? We can't sacrifice going green in order to grow Bitcoin faster if it means we're pumping out a bunch more carbon dioxide into the atmosphere by burning fossil fuels. That's something that Elon Musk is very much against. And so this new Bitcoin Mining Council is pretty interesting, and the market is responding very positively to this because essentially it's a way of saying, look, we're going to get together, we're going to publish how much is currently for Bitcoin, how much of our energy usage today is renewable, how much we're planning on adding to renewables, where those renewable sources are coming from. Keep in mind, North American miners include not just American miners, but also Canadian miners. So it'd be an interesting thing to find out if Hut 8, one of the companies that we interviewed twice on this channel, is part of this Bitcoin Mining Council. I will reach out and see if I can find out an answer to specifically this. But now, I wouldn't hold my breath for North America to actually be able to convince, let's say, China to be more green or to provide this sort of transparency. Now, if Chinese companies join this Bitcoin Mining Council, that could be really, really good, especially since if you're basically putting new requirements or initiatives in place for North American miners, and Chinese miners are like, yeah, no thanks. Well, then that again makes Chinese miners more profitable, but unfortunately sacrifices going green. Now, the good news is this is a phenomenal step in the right direction for cryptocurrencies. It shows that, look, we can have massive fear moments, massive events of FUD, and we can actually claw back from them. Now, maybe a tweet has helped spur that, but I wouldn't be surprised if this kind of movement helps lead to some offloading of shorts, which offloading shorts, closing those short positions does mean buying back crypto and could help push Bitcoin back to higher levels. Now, right now, we did hit a very hard resistance at 40,000 a coin at Bitcoin. We have not been able to surpass that yet. We'll see if we can get past 40,000, but right now, we're settling a little bit below. We're bobbing around 39,000. We hit that lid of 40,000. Bobbing around 39,000. It's much higher than the previous support levels around 33, 32. So this is much better. This is very, very good news for the entire crypto asset community. And I'm very excited about this new Bitcoin Mining Council. Again, I think It's going to have very good impacts in North America. It's going to be great for sustainability. We know Kevin O'Leary also just tweeted how important Bitcoin sustainability is going to be to companies in the future. But again, I question if countries like China or other countries will actually follow in the footsteps of North America. If history has any guidance, the answer to that is probably going to be no, which does also raise the question of, hey, well, wait a minute. We know that Kevin O'Leary has before talked about, hey, in the future, companies are going to start demanding American coins rather than dirty coins, which might be produced in China. Now, we don't really have a clear way to differentiate coins. You would really have to get the coin from a miner, or better yet, just invest in North American miners rather than in Chinese miners. That's sort of Kevin O'Leary's strategy right now. But this whole movement kind of goes to reiterate what Kevin O'Leary told us might happen a few months ago when I first interviewed him. When I first interviewed Kevin O'Leary on my channel, he mentioned there will be a divergence. There will come a divergence in North American coins and Chinese coins. Quite frankly, this Bitcoin Mining Council could, in theory, in the future, have a Bitcoin Mining Council approved checkmark for various different miners throughout North America, potentially creating two markets for Bitcoins. Coins that came from and can be traced back to sustainable miners, and maybe those are the coins that go into treasury coffers at companies, should companies be interested in using Bitcoin in their treasuries. And maybe there would be a split then in pricing, where we kind of get the China Bitcoin pricing and we get the sustainable pricing. I don't exactly know how that kind of fork would work and whether the market could even sustain such a difference. But it certainly seems like there would be some sort of market value difference if somebody was able to say, hey, look, I can sell you 10 Bitcoin and it's coming from a Canadian miner, which might enable you to resell it not just to the public, but also to certain companies that require green coins in the future. So it's going to be interesting to see how exactly this divergence takes hold. It is this whole Bitcoin Mining Council does make me think, hey, is this a great argument to invest in North American miners? Or wait a minute, is this a really bad time to invest in North American miners? Because the Chinese are just going to keep mining and mining and mining without necessarily caring about this Bitcoin Mining Council. So I think all eyes are on China right now to see, are we going to get a big divergence in mining prices and coin prices? I'd keep an eye there without a doubt. Keep in mind, we also had Elon Musk pitch a Dogecoin, or a shout out to Dogecoin, again, encouraging folks who had ideas for making Dogecoin better to submit their ideas to GitHub and to Reddit. In fact, he said, if you'd like to help develop Doge, please submit ideas on GitHub and Reddit. And then he even followed up to this with someone suggested changing Dogecoin fees based on phrases of the moon, or phases of the moon, which is pretty awesome. Now, I'm not exactly sure about that, because that would mean at certain parts of the lunar cycle, people would be paying more fees to use Doge, and in certain other parts of the lunar cycle, people would be paying lower fees, which seems very odd, because then it seems like people would try to time their purchases in accordance with what the moon is doing, which is also odd. So I don't know. I mean, maybe that sounds awesome. I'm not quite sure which definition of awesome Elon's using here, because there's awesome like, oh, that is an awesome volcano. Look at it destroy everything, right? The original context. He's probably using the newer like, oh man, that's awesome, like cool context. But in practicality, I'm not sure if that helps Elon's case here, and I'm not sure if that helps Doge's case here. I don't know. That sounds like, if that's the best idea they got right now, it's a little bit of a head scratcher. Although, hey, that was just doing okay. And it broke above, I should say, 33, and it's sitting around 35, 36 right now. So let's see if it can hold. Folks, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this and you find videos like this helpful, make sure to subscribe on videos like this. It sends a signal to me that you want more crypto content. All right, folks, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.